He fell for it again, fans. I was like 3, 2, 1 countdown. He's like, oh, and then I was like, oh, he fell for it. And I went, hey, Mitchy, welcome. How you doing, Bob?
Doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing splendid. We're in Tampa Bay right now, or some people call it Champa Bay. I've been hearing that a lot, and both names are insufferable. Tom Brady is a piece of shit. I hate the Buccaneers in association with and subsidiation with Tom Brady. He's a bum. I hate him. He's the worst.
He's the worst in what way?
He's really good at football.
Okay, I was going to say. I think that's quite the opposite of where he's at, especially after last night. That wasn't what you said. We just dive right into our thoughts.
Yeah, we dive into it. Huh? Let's jump right into it. What show is this, Mitchy? What show are we doing right now?
We are doing we're doing the morning after right now.
Is the morning after normally filmed at 5:42 Eastern Standard Time?
No, it's typically at 10 a.m. But we figured we'd switch it up.
Yeah, by we.
And that there's like 17 people that have a show called The Morning After.
Yeah.
We figured we'd be the one that switches it up a little bit.
Just so the fans at home know, Mitchy, I mean, I was ready to go this morning at our scheduled time of 5:30 a.m. I just finished up running a half marathon, and what Mitchy over here, he's on some sort of drug and or alcohol bender. Like, oh, we got to do it later in the day because I slept in. I'm like, bum. Well, come on, Bob. What are you doing here? I'm here. I'm working. I just read a couple books. I had authored a book this morning. So do you have any words? Do you have anything to explain yourself to the fans as to why we are doing this so late, the afternoon after?
I'd say for any of the fans, I would definitely, one, that he completely made that up. It's fabricated. It's a lie. I couldn't do it this morning. I had a dentist appointment with my mother. Okay. My mother is a dental hygienist. Anyway, I had a dentist appointment. I let him know. He acted like it was totally fine. But I think fans, what you should harp on, and I'm not saying go into Antony's DMs with this type of stuff, but I think what he just said was that he read a couple books. He authored a book. He wrote a book.
Published.
And
illustrated.
Just digging his grave even more. And then he ran a half marathon. I honestly think the least realistic of that is the marathon.
Me waking up at a time.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, sure. But like of the things that you claim to have done, I would guess that you would have written
hits like this from running.
Published an entire book before you would ever run a quarter of a marathon. But yeah. Sorry, folks, we're a little bit late with that. It's on me, but not for the reason. It's on me because I couldn't make it at the time, not because of what the BS that Antony's spitting.
Well, first and foremost, that's not BS. That's all truth, as the fans know. They people, Honest Abe, Honest Antony. That's what they call me. They call me Honest Antony. You know what they call you? They call you Lion Mitchy. That's what they call you, Bob. They call you Moscow Mitchy, because you're Russian.
This weekend, they were calling me the guy that had Bucks +3. So that was a really, really good one. Hey, fans, you know that I like to try my best to keep it PG when I can. Okay. And this is really just reporting and quoting. Okay. Sunday, I think early afternoon, the boy right there, Antony Paisan, texted me. Very simple text. He said, who's going to win today, Mitchy? Yeah. I said, Buccaneers. His response, fuck you.
Do you have any receipts?
That's what he responded. I didn't say anything back. I was just like, my goodness, I just think the Bucks are going to win. I went back and forth. And then I finally was like, whatever. I think the Bucks are going to win.
Notice how we didn't share his.
I think the Bucks are going to win. I think the Bucks are going to win.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks. I feel like you're a fifth grade teacher when you came back in from recess and everybody knew that it was like reading time for 20 minutes after like recess and lunch, and none of the kids would shut up, right? And like going through all the different emotions of like, what do I do this time when they won't stop talking and I'm trying to talk? Do I just sit here in silence? Do I just talk over them? That's literally what I feel. I feel like I am your fifth grade homeroom teacher.
When have I ever interrupted you? When? Seriously, name one time. I will say this: the fans.
I said, you know what? I think the Bucks are going to win. I got 40 big ones in free play from old Dave Fine Line Sports. Sign up today. Sign up today. 201
503-4151. Shoot him a text. Send an account. You
That's
just
how you
had
sign up.
three more fans set up an account the other day.
And I said, you know what? When it's free play, why the heck not? I have a feeling the Bucks are going to win. It's going to be a weird game. I'm not sure. I thought it was going to be a close game for sure. And if it was a blowout, it'd be the Chiefs. I mean, insane. But I also wanted Brady to win. So it's like, hey, if it's free play, we can do a little bit with our heart, right? Okay. So that's what I went with. What were your thoughts on the game here, Bub? Because we're on a little bit of a time crunch here for the folks. Give me a quick hit and takes here.
Let me give you some quick takes here. I will say this. I did respond to that text. I texted you because I had confirmation bias, and I was like, just tell me I'm smart. Tell me that the Chiefs are going to win this game. When you said Bucks, the only two words that came to mind were fuck you. I mean, if I didn't say that, I would have just been lying to myself. But let me give you some hot takes. By the way, how's the
Buffalo?
That's
like the most honest thing you have said since we started recording stuff like this. I just want the fans to know that might be the real Antony Paisan.
Oh,
I don't know. But that was like a logical, hey man, it was confirmation bias. I just wanted you to confirm that I was right. I'm sorry, is basically what you were saying there. You sounded like a real human being. I'm proud of you. Go ahead.
Anyways, rate the mac and cheese, the Buffalo mac on a scale of 1 low, 10 high. Give me the goods while I'm pulling up my quick takes here.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's a microwavable, right? So you're not.
Or are you in poverty, Mitchy? Unbelievable. I only eat the highest quality Buffalo mac and cheese, organic, fair trade certified. When I buy my mac and cheese, Rwandan women get bicycles in the Amazon. All right, that's the kind of mac and cheese I support. What do you buy? You buy Monsanto mac and cheese over there, Mitchy? Huh?
Hey, for a cheap, easy microwavable meal, tastes really good.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I give it like a 9.2. I go back to it a lot. I'm a big buffalo chicken guy.
What's the name of the brand? Let's get no free advertising. No free advertising. I just realized that. They got to pay. What does it rhyme with though? What's the name of the advertiser? What's it rhyme with?
Ladour.
What's the actual name? I don't even know.
Devour?
Oh,
Devour. How do you rhyme Devour?
No, it's not Devour. It's, but if Devour wanted to hypothetically pay us money to endorse their mac and cheese, they can do so by DMing Antony Paisan or Mitchy Steez on Instagram. Quick take.
Or texting 201. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, text 201-503-4151 with your hot mac and cheese takes. Let Dave know what's on your mind. Couple hot takes for you here, Mitchy. Tom Brady's pretty good. That's a hot take. Why don't we start there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has not changed. You know, some people I heard throughout the season did say there's certain throws and the arm strength, there are diminishing return. I mean, I do not see that. I never he's had deep balls in his career, but I feel like he's never been the guy that's going to throw a ton of really deep down the field. He just carves you up. That's what he did again. And it's just I don't know, where do we go from here? Win number 7. And that team, the defense just got better and better and better throughout the year. And they got healthy, with Vita Bay and everybody, coming back. They're scary. Chris Godwin, there's talks about, Bucks maybe letting him explore free agency. Why would you want to go anywhere? I get money, but if they just re-sign him, give him good money, I mean, dude, you're going to go to the Super Bowl again. If you're on the Bucks right now, I think you have another 3-year window where you have to have the faith that, like the Patriots did for so many years, you are going to basically walk to the NFC Championship game. That's what Davey Portnoy, that's what he used to always say. He's like, don't say
that man's name on this show, Mitchy. The man just straight up stole the title of our show. What the fuck's up with that, bub? Huh?
Yeah, I was really angry about it, but I love Davey. He's one of my favorite people to watch.
What? So. I liked him until Davey Plagiarist showed up and stole our emergency press conference the morning after. Go fuck yourself, huh? What do you think about his take on that? I didn't watch it. I was pissed off. I was like, he's just stole our name. I bet you what he did was he went to our page, one of the tens of millions of views that we get on our videos. I bet you he's one of them. And he's like, oh, that's a great name. I'll steal that. Dave Portnoy's a bum. He's a bum. Stole our name.
So this wasn't Dave's take, but what do you think about Patriots fans that were really sad? And that's it? Like, and there's no like real happy for Brady, wanting him to win. They were just sad and didn't know how to feel about it. What do you think about that?
Well, I can kind of relate to that a little bit, and by that I mean not really, but kind of, sort of, in a very, very small way, but basically not. Because Ryan Tannehill played for the Dolphins for a long, long time. Then he started to find some success. Now, Ryan Tannehill didn't win fucking 17 Super Bowls for the Dolphins, right? So it's not even in the same galaxy, but it's a weird feeling. I know you don't really know what that feels like because no one on the Bengals have done anything ever under any circumstances ever. But obviously, the I was saying that just to trigger you. I didn't really have a rebuttal in place for that, to be fair. But
you cannot trigger me if the topic is your team sucks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can't trigger me, man. I live in this.
But no, it's a weird feeling, Mitchy, and I tell you why. It's a weird feeling because you want to see the guy do well. You know he put his line on the body for a long time for your organization, but
he put his line on the body.
Yeah, put his line on the body, put his body on the line, whatever, whatever. Find lines, find bodies, whatever, right? But he busted his butt for a long time for your city, for your organization, for your team. Now he's gone. And he's with someone else. He's got a prettier girl. And it's a good and it's a bad feeling. So I know what they're talking about. It's you want to you're happy to see him succeed, but it's like, man, I really wish he was still with the Dolphins as an example.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest takeaway for me is that you were all pissed about Dave's video, and then I just repackaged it and said, now Dave didn't say this, but what if Patriots fans said this, and I got you to spend 2 minutes responding to what Dave said.
That you're a smart guy, Mitch. You're a smart guy for doing that. I'm a simpleton. I did not even. Well, here's the thing. You tricked me because I can't believe you just tricked me like that. First and foremost, you tricked me because I didn't watch the video in the first place. So you could have said anything there, and I would have been like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you my honest take." It's just Dave Portnoy. Tom Brady, scumbags. Because I put a lot of money on Tom Brady to win that game. I'm sorry, I put a lot of money on the Chiefs money line. And a bunch of money on Chiefs -3. And let me tell you, well, first and foremost, did you bet on the coin toss in the beginning of that game?
Nope, I didn't do any of the. If I did though, I would have bet heads. I was getting.
Okay.
You're one of those guys. That's exactly why. Because every single thing I heard the whole week was like, "Tails never fails. Tails never fails."
Machine just went off, Mitchy. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go inside. Let me go inside, huh?
Okay.
Give me hot takes while I'm going inside here, huh?
Oh, okay. This is a nationally syndicated show here, folks.
Yeah.
No, but I was just like, that's just kind of how my mind works. Like, that's part of the Bucks thing too. Was everybody was just so on the Chiefs, and I felt like the Chiefs are probably going to end up still winning. I just thought it was going to be close, so I went with the +3. But like literally a field goal game or a two-point game. But for the heads tails, people that I don't know how you can look at it as anything else other than a 50-50. And like I know they're joking, like especially PMT. Like I know they're joking and they're like, "Oh, tails never fails. Heads doesn't have a good rhyme that says it always happens." And I'm like, it's just gonna be heads. Like I just felt like I'm not that confident either way. It's a flip of a coin. So I don't know.
I heard everything you said, Mitchy, in great detail because I was listening very, very closely, and you're wrong on everything. Because tails never fails, Mitchy. That's what you're missing. That's the point that you missed. Except I did miss at that point because you know what? Jinxed it. Pat McAfee jinxed it. You know why? Put $30,000. He put 30 grand on the old Tailoroo. He put too much money on the tails. It jinxed it. But either way, what really messed it up though? There were normally the ref flips it. This time, some lady named Susie flipped it. So that's bullshit. It jinxed it. Lib Cup Vegas strikes again.
Was it not Sarah? Was it not the woman?
Oh, did you know, by the way, that a woman coached ref to Super Bowl? By the way, did you hear that at any point yesterday during the game? At any point, I wasn't sure if you were aware of that.
I did. I thought it was great.
Oh, because they only mentioned it 7,000 times during the game. I wasn't sure if you'd heard of that.
Yeah, I think she called one of the pass interferences against against Tyrann Mathieu, and man, he lost his mind. What are we doing right now?
So angry. What Tyrann Mathieu?
No, you just shine your flashlight out.
It's dark in here, Mitchy. Trying to get the lights on. Anyways, give me some more hot takes.
Tyrann Mathieu, dude. All right, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
There were bad calls for sure. There are bad calls in every game ever, and I understand at some point if it's really bad, it's going to affect the game. Like the Chiefs had the right to complain. I hate the one that I actually when they were I listened to a little of Pardon My Takes review on the game, and the offsides penalty on the field goal. I'm not saying he wasn't, and the way they line up, it kind of looked like it was a neutral zone, like he lined up offsides. But what I hate more than anything, probably during games that I watched the UC Tulane game, basketball game on Sunday afternoon. Shout out, we're back. There's two. It was ugly, but a win's a win, 2 in a row. Tulane got a couple calls that it was like, you as a fan, when you watch on TV, you have your instant reaction. Sometimes when there's a penalty or a foul, you feel like, oh, dude, that was bullshit right away. Show me the replay. That was a horrible call. But sometimes you're like, why did they call that? And you want to see the replay, and it's a huge call, and they never show it. And that's what they were saying for the field goal thing, is they only showed one angle, and it was like, was it? I don't know. And they didn't show it again, and that was a huge play. I thought I got in an argument with our not friend of the show yet, Nate. Plagiarist Nate.
He's not a friend of the show.
He said the bomb. Oh, it's just Tom Brady, 50-yard bomb. You give Tom Brady the pass. Shut up, dude. He tackled him. He got beat by 2 yards deep at the end of the half, just like Green Bay did. I mean, it was a little bit different, but you can't get beat deep. Mike Evans gets 2 yards behind him. Maybe it was incidental, but he trips him up. And then when they show it, the ball ends up 3 yards past him. And they want that to be uncatchable. But then the Tyrann Mathieu one in the end zone probably wasn't a penalty, and it was uncatchable.
Mike Evans.
This is fans. This is.
I'm in a Mitchy. I'm in a foreign area right now. I'm not used to this. No, but that was that deep bomb to Mike Evans was not DPI. All right, it wasn't DPI. You should be able to review that nowadays, Mitchy. That's what I'm saying. This might be our worst episode yet, Bubby. But either way, my grandfather just told me that the government just took $2,000 off my tax bill for 2020. So that's pretty hot news, isn't that, dude?
Yeah, man, it's really great.
Self-employment.
I love that you needed me to carry the show for a few minutes with some hot takes. You didn't listen at all.
I was listening. We're talking about Mike Evans. Sarah Thomas threw the game. That's bullshit. Nate the Plagiarist hasn't bought a T-shirt yet. I'm pissed off, Mitchy. I'm pissed off because it was a BS game. What annoys me the most about that
is a BS game. They got their ass whooped.
Here's hot take. The refs called a totally different game in the second half than they did in the first half, and you have to agree with me on that, right? You have to admit on that. They let them play. Clearly, that ref crew got some sort of notification or update saying, hey, let's maybe cool it a little bit on these calls, because they did not throw those same flags. They just absolutely they killed the Chiefs in the first half. Now there were some self-inflicted. But that play where that interception that Mathieu had off the deflection that got the one that bounced off Fournette's hand, and that could have changed the entire game right there. And then there's the fucking field goal. I mean, I want to see. I want a checking account audit of all those referees, because I think they got paid off there, Bob. Huh?
No. I think that there were definitely questionable calls. Here's something that pisses me off on the note of I don't disagree. I think it's very likely that at halftime there was something like some type of communications like, hey, let these guys play more. I hate that so much. It's be consistent, dude. They were literally, who was it? Was it Phil Simms? One of the guys that was on the broadcast said basically
It was Boomer.
Boomer at halftime, right? I just really hope in a game like this they let the guys play more. dude, call it how you call it every single game. That's why I hate when they're like, in basketball, they'll do this. We're inside 5 seconds to go in the game. And it's like, you can't call that foul there. Dude, I get to an extent, like, don't call a little bullshit foul that ruins the game at that point. But it's like, if it's a hard foul, call it. Refs will swallow their whistles. What?
You just contradicted yourself right there. You're like, I totally get that. And, to a certain extent, like, I think you should do that. But also, I have another point.
Dude, I'm saying to a certain extent, if it's like the play of the game and there's hardly any contact or something like that. But for the most part, they should just be consistent with what they're calling and not say it's the Super Bowl. Don't, let them play more physical. What? And here's the other part. I don't care what you say about the refs. If they would have ran Mahomes out there with that offensive line, 70 more drives, they wouldn't have scored another touch or whatever. They would have scored maybe 2 touchdowns because Mahomes is unbelievable. The Chiefs are also dropping passes left and right. But like that defensive line, dude, it looked like Bengals Ravens, I believe week 5. It was the worst the offensive line looked, where Joe Burrow just like took the snap and started backpedaling every single play. That's what it looked like. That bad.
I will say this, there's irrefutable evidence behind it, and you can't give me a counter argument that the referees have been in the pockets of Tom Brady for the last 21 years. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say, Mitchy. You can't disagree with that statement because it's factual truth. It's truth.
You're right, man.
Let me give you another hot take here, Bub. Let me give you hot takes. So hot takes only here from this point on, huh? I can't gamble. I'm retiring for a week. Did I tell you this?
Oh, nice.
I put a bunch of money on the Chiefs. They killed me, and I don't want to gamble anymore. So I said I was going to take a week off. Huh?
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
All right, folks, I'll have you know that, I dabble a little bit. I've thrown a couple of bucks on the games over the past few weeks. I hadn't been. I took a little break, and I just didn't, it's a little stressful. It's a fun time to have a little, action on the game, but it's a little stressful too. And Antony, a couple of weeks ago, this same man, right, that's before you right now, that's retiring for a week.
Retiring.
Told me, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. You don't put action on the game. And I told him, I was like, dude, it's a little stressful. Every now and then it's fun just to watch a game and just be like, man, if something wild happens, I'm not gonna lose my mind. I'll just be able to enjoy it. He's like, oh yeah, you can enjoy the game without money on the game. So what are you gonna do? You gonna get a new hobby?
Well, no. So I said you didn't let me finish. Mitchy, the interrupter over here, right? Interrupting me left and right. My goodness, can a guy talk?
I want to roll the tape up. I'm very cognizant. I interrupted you right there. I'm very cognizant of this because I think it's a point of respect, and I get interrupted all the time. So here's the deal. I want to roll that tape back, and we'll watch it. This isn't going to be a long one. We'll wrap it up here soon. Don't worry, fans. Yeah. And by the way, when you said this is one of our worst shows ever, it's kind of a funny bit. You guys have probably caught on to. He says that most of the time. Actually, though, probably the worst one we've ever done.
No, this is pretty good, though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Get to your cognizant thought.
Yeah, I'm trying to take as long as I can. No, but I'm pretty sure you said I quit gambling for a week. Did I tell you about that? And that was my response. And then you're like, well, you interrupted me.
Come on, what are you gonna do? But either way, I said I was gonna retire for a week until I saw the Bulls were at -4. Raptors, Memphis over 223. That's a winner. Cavs, Suns are definitely going under. Nashville Preds are gonna beat the Lightning outright tonight. Blues, Coyotes over 5.5. I like Oilers money line, and then Golden State's gonna win outright as well. So I said I was gonna do a week. It lasted about.
What was that, 7? How many was that, dude?
4. How many units is that? That's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 units. 12 units on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 8 games. So we're back at it, baby. You got to, what do they say? When you get kicked in the teeth by a horse, what do you got to do, Mitchy?
I don't know, man. Get
back up on that horse. Got to get back up on that horse, Mitchy. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm back. I'm back. The fans knew I could never walk away. And it's mainly, Mitchy, because I have what's called an addiction to gambling. It's fun. It's fun stuff. Also, hot take: Chiefs are frauds. The Chiefs are frauds, Mitchy. Why don't you give me your response? The Kansas City Chiefs are frauds.
I mean, I think the fans saw it. They lost.
That
So yeah,
bums.
I agree.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just the fans at home know he's being sarcastic because come on. The Chiefs are frauds. They lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They should have won that game. They're frauds until they're not frauds again. And
Listen to this man break up like none other. Holy cow.
come on, you can hear me fine and well. You know that.
Yeah.
Wait, am I
I
breaking
mean,
up?
you can go back and watch it. I heard you. I heard you right there. But yeah, no, you said Chiefs are frauds. So
Chiefs are frauds.
here's the deal. That is the first time that Patrick Mahomes has lost by double digits in his career. I don't think that you're a fraud if you lose by double digits one time. I also don't think you're a fraud. Like Chiefs and Mahomes, the team and the quarterback, it's kind of synonymous, right? So you're calling Mahomes a fraud if you're calling the Chiefs a fraud.
No, Mahomes is really good.
Okay. If you're the Chiefs, you cannot be a fraud if your offensive line is horrendous. And I mean, and it's not their own fault. They had a good offensive line and they just injuries across the board. Third string left tackle, I think, back up on the other side of the line. They were banged up all over the place. And they just dropped passes. I mean, Mahomes made some of the most unbelievable throws. Dude, the one to Pringle in the back left corner.
Oh my gosh.
Turned around and threw it. And I thought he caught it one-handed.
I thought he got it.
I mean, dude, and he had like 4 plays like that where it's just like there are there's nobody else. There's nobody else that can make that play. There's other quarterbacks that are as elusive, but that combo of elusive and I will keep the play alive at all costs and I will throw a rocket on the money. I mean, the dude is just unbelievable. And he was really hurt too. He came into the game hurt and the Bucs messed him up. That's the other thing. Whatever you want to say about Tom Brady, they hit him like one time. That's why they lost. They hit Brady like once. And, so I still granted, I do agree with you. Some of those calls, especially if I was a Chiefs fan, I'd be like, dude, when you pile some of these up, they would have had a chance. They would have had a lot more of a chance, but they were down 3 scores the whole game. Whereas I think that might have been a little bit different without maybe 1 or 2 of those semi-phantom calls. So I'm not saying there weren't bad ones, but it's just like, when you just get your doors blown off of the line of scrimmage like that, you can't really cry ref after that.
No,
and for that, and on that one, you can't disagree with me.
Well, you'd be wrong because you can cry ref all the time because that's what I do because my teams don't win a whole lot. I will say this though, Mitchy, hot take here. Tackles are useless until one of them gets hurt. And I hate to say that because you just take the offensive line for granted. You do. And then guess what? When one of them gets hurt, how much have we talked about offensive tackles and sacks and pressure? It's crazy. Offensive line, most underrated, most important position, plural because there's more than one of them, on the football field. It's crazy.
Left tackle, man. James Hudson. He'll be in the NFL, or he'll at least get a chance.
Who's that guy play for, Mitchy?
He plays for the University of Cincinnati.
Oh, I didn't know. I was curious. I thought you.
Yeah. So look, he made a really dumb, cheap play at the end of the first half against Georgia, and was taken out of the game. The guy that replaced him had 3 false starts and allowed 2 sacks in the second half, and the offense couldn't do anything. If you recall, Bearcats like barely gave that thing away at the end. And if we had him, he was a monster. But I'll be honest, as big as a fan as I am of the Bearcats, I didn't know who the left tackle was. But when he made that play, I was like, "Ooh, he's a big boy. We'll probably miss him," and we did. By the way, we brought in a German. So
you brought in a German guy?
We brought in a Lorenz Metz.
Lorenz Metz. That's a German name, Mitchy.
It's a German guy.
Yeah, I knew that guy before. Fun fact, by the way, we both know a guy who knows a guy. I know a guy who ran running back behind Ali Marpet in college. Hobart William Smith, old school in New York. And I know a guy who was a running back at Hobart behind Ali Marpet who just won a Super Bowl yesterday at the Bucs. That's pretty cool, right, Mitchy?
Yeah, it's really great. I saw a lot of posts about people that loosely knew someone that knew someone that knew someone that won a Super Bowl.
No, Mitchy, I sense a little
sarcasm. Named it as their own Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, sometimes, people have feelings, Mitchy.
Hey, do you see that? I just saw this before we hopped on here. LaShawn McCoy, back-to-back Super Bowl champ, without playing a snap.
0 plays, 0 snaps.
He was nasty back when he was shady though at Pitt and for Philadelphia for a little bit. I mean, he was really good. But yeah.
He was overrated. As soon as he got traded to the Bills, his career was done. It's crazy how he just keeps existing. and he just keeps milking. He's just a leech. He's a mosquito. He just keeps sucking money out of organizations. I love it.
I know. It's a perfect family photo too. His like wife or girlfriend, whoever was with him, like just looked pissed off to even be there.
What are you gonna do? Oh, I will say this: the Winfield, the double, the peace sign after obviously.
All right, we are folks.
Oh,
We're gonna have I'm not even messing with you.
okay.
We were gonna make this quick anyway, but we're gonna probably have to put a bow on this bad boy.
Can you hear me, Mitchy?
I can hear you,
okay.
but right now. But I'm just saying the connection's very spotty.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not great.
I'm in Tampa Bay. All right, that's all I'm gonna say, Mitchy. But no, the Winfield double finger. That was great. That was great. I mean, even as a Chiefs better, man, you just love to see that sometimes, though. Which is so stupid, though, by the way, because back when they played last time, did Hill get flagged for that? I don't think so. He turned around, did the same exact thing mid-play, the little double finger peace sign. But they call the flag on it. It's kind of a silly rule. Again, that's why, that's why I don't like.
Can I tell you something funny?
Huh?
Can I tell him myself and tell you something funny?
I had a dumb
kid moment. I had a dumb kid, father-son funny moment. Okay, he did that, and we're like, oh look, he's like went like that. Like we couldn't see what he did really, and I was like, I think he might have put up two like Hill only has like 2 catches or something, which was not that far off. He didn't have very many, but I was like, I think it's only like 2. My dad was like, no, that's like victory. Game's over. Both good guesses. I saw that tweet. I was like,
Well, I watched that game live.
I mean, I remember that play when they showed the picture, but I didn't put that together, and it was like the most awesome thing ever. It was just like.
That's a Steez household. That's a Steez household wild guess ceremony, right? What is that? 2 catches? No, it's victory. It's like
victory. Hey, 2 catches. Mine was more out there. I think my dad's was a good guess. Like, hey, like game over. Like
the letter V.
The letter V for victory. Yeah.
You guys didn't think, hey, maybe that peace sign that people have been doing for 50, 60, 70, 100 years? You didn't think of that?
I told you we were telling on ourselves here, man.
No, I don't mean to embarrass.
We were throwing out hot takes. My dad really did though. I mean, it was early, and people weren't doing this with the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like everybody has seen them come back. So I personally was sitting there kind of like, we'll see. But my dad, I think it was like 2 drives in, was like, they're making Mahomes look like an average quarterback. The Chiefs are in trouble. And it was like 7-3 when he said that. So props to Pops.
I got lucky too because I put money on that Mahomes' first pass attempt would be a completion. He completed it and then threw like 76 straight incompletions. So I got pretty lucky on that one.
I don't think anybody had Byron Pringle first reception. How about my dude? Shout out to Stu Feiner. Stu Feiner somehow. I don't even know how many of these bets he actually, because I feel like every Sunday I flip and whatever the most like unlikely thing was, he's dancing around about how he had it. But I don't think he fabricates it. But you gotta go look Stu Feiner at this video after Gronk scored the first touchdown, because apparently Stu had Gronk first touchdown. And it's Gronk dancing and Stu bobbing his head into the screen like a rap music video or something. I mean,
it looked like Antony Paisan, Mitch. You look like Antony Paisan.
It does. It's yeah.
Cool. We'll wrap this up here though, Mitchy. What food did you have last night for the Super Bowl? What were some of your hot foods, hot takes, tasty foods? What'd you eat?
Yeah, my mom made a flank steak. These like flank steak little mini sandwiches, little like mini. With like cheese and stuff. That was pretty good. And then just your basics. So we had wings and little what are those pigs in a blanket? Yeah. Those guys. Yeah, nothing too crazy, but it was good.
Wow, it sounds like you're pretty ungrateful for the hard work that your parents put into cooking that meal for you. But either way, that's how I
was very, very grateful for the time spent.
Yeah. It's not about, it's about the what did we have? We had some barbecue. I went over to a family's house down here in Tampa Bay. What do we have? We had there was some pulled pork. They went all out, man. They went all out. There was some pulled pork. There was some brisket. which is pretty bougie in and of itself. If literally that's all there was, I'd have been like, that was crazy. Oh, they had some ribs. There were some ribs. What else was there? There were Cuban sandwiches. They had little mini Cubans, and they had some garlic bread. That was pretty over the top. That was good. Collard greens, which for white people that's pretty exotic. Let me say that. There were some. Huh? Yeah, I'm here. I'm back.
That's gonna be a good breaking up, because I think you said for white people that's pretty and then there's nothing else.
No, there's chicken nuggets too, and there was this tangy sauce. There's a white sauce that you would have killed for, Mitchy. Let me tell you. And there's a bunch of other stuff as well. It was mac and cheese. I had some mac and cheese, Mitchy. It was a buffet. It was a buffet. And that wasn't even including some of the chips and stuff. I'm a big chips and salsa kind of guy. You know, I like chips. I like the salsas,
Yeah.
like the dips. I like all that. So it's good stuff. It was a night full of food, night full of losing a lot of money. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, any other hot takes here, Mitchy?
Yeah, let's get your final pick. Tom Brady career Super Bowls. I got courtesy of Big Cat, over under 7.5.
Oh, you piece of shit. I don't like that question. That's a tough one, man. What's your take? You look. Oh, I didn't even realize you can see my butt crack in the mirror. See the mirror back there, right there. I just realized I can see. Well, it's not my butt crack. You can just see my lower back. So,
yeah. I wasn't gonna draw attention to it.
Fans wanted to get a peep show. They could, Mitchy. Let me tell you what.
Okay.
What do you think? I lean under, but I know it's gonna be over. Come on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, over. At this point, you just be the dumbest person of all time.
Oh, but guess what? There's a he didn't say as a player, did he? He just said Tom Brady's over 7.5. He could go coaching. He can go to coaching.
But
over.
I mean, no. If I was taking the over, I'm taking it like as a player. The bet has to be, hey, as a player. Because can you imagine? What are you going to wait for that bet to cash for 60 years? Because it's like he could come back and coach, So anyway, as a player, I would take the over. I just think it's like a funny thing. I actually don't think my heart of hearts that he'll win again.
I don't
it's so many at this point. But I certainly would not put it past him.
I think the Bucs could repeat next year. I mean, they're going to get some. I don't know what their draft capital looks like, and they got a lot of players on the edge. But you saw what the Brady effect did for bringing players into Tampa Bay. I mean, I don't think it'd be too hard pressed to say you're probably going to keep a nice core there. You're probably going to bring in some new talent to replace them. People want to play for the Bucs for that last year. I mean, I think they're only going to get better. I think they're the dark horse to take it again next year. Because, I mean, if that defense stays even – if the defense gets 15% worse, it's probably going to be a top 3 defense in the league. Baby, that's a pretty spicy team there, Mitchy. Pretty spicy team.
Yeah, it's that getting to the playoffs Tom Brady effect, too. Because, I mean, whatever. You can't give him credit for the defense, but they lost like 38-0 against the Saints earlier in the year. And they just were playing extremely well at the right time, but
they needed time.
I say we do wrap this bad boy up.
Let's wrap it up, Mitchy.
Good getting time with you. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's call it. I'll let you go.
I'll let you go. I'll wrap it up right here. Do you have any last closing words before I hit stop recording and it inevitably makes you look like a dummy because I cut it off in the mid while you were speaking?
Yeah.